Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today is Warcraft Monday, and I'm going to be reacting to Drakkari Troll lore with PlatinumWoW, Wrath of the Lich King classic, made on the World of Warcraft YouTube channel. Remember, if you want to check out my previous reactions to other World of Warcraft content on Warcraft Monday, the playlist card will be at the top. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. If you want to check out the original video as well as World of Warcraft's YouTube channel as well as PlatinumWoW's YouTube channel, links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
In World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic, one of the enemies that sticks out from the rest are the Drakkari Trolls, located within the zone of Zul'Drak. These frost trolls have an extensive and tragic history that spans over thousands of years, and you'll be surprised how powerful they once were compared to how desperate and evil they have become. So let me
They're kind of similar to the, what were they called again? The Vrykul, you know, they also had a golden era of their civilization and they became cursed. They had a downfall. Their entire race started creating children that did not look like them anymore, you know, and they became evil. Well, they started serving evil in terms of the Lich King himself. So yeah, it seems like Northrend is filled with civilizations that had power, you know, they were at the height of their power and then a downfall and they began serving the Lich King. Yeah.
Explain the lore. I'm PlatinumWoW, and here is my interpretation of the ancient history of the Drakkari Trolls, their rise to power, and their inevitable downfall, and how you, the players, helped cause it.
Helped cause it? Oh no.
16,000 years ago. All of the troll tribes
Zandalar forever.
were once the strongest civilization in all of ancient Kalimdor. They united in a war against the old god minions called the Aekir. This battle was called the Aekir and Troll War.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Why do you make it sound as if it's a boring name to give a war? You know, the Aekir and Troll War. Simple. Easy to understand. You know who's who in the war.
Yeah, very creative, huh? Anyways, the Gurabashi, Amani, and Drakkari tribes united under the command of the Zandalari tribe and formed the Empire of Zul. Together, these trolls fought side by side and easily pushed back the old god threat. And although this battle was won and the Aekir were pushed out of Zandalar, the war was not over. The three tribes were sent out by the Zandalari to fight the retreating Aekir that spread across the different corners of Azeroth. If the tribes were to be victorious, the Zandalari promised that they could permanently settle in these new locations. And the Drakkari Trolls were the ones that lost the coin flip and had to travel all the way up north to the Frozen Wasteland.
But were they frozen wastelands when Azeroth was one supercontinent? I'm just wondering about that, you know, because maybe the environment was totally different. Maybe that entire region was lush and, you know, had forests and stuff like that. But I guess we'll just see right now whether that was the case, or was it always cold and bitter like how it is right now.
In the tundra, the Drakkari battled against the remaining Aekir. A surprising new enemy they had to face were the corrupted Tol'vir called Obsidian Destroyers, humongous titan creations made of solid stone. These would be a fatal threat to many, but the Drakkari had cut their teeth on countless battles before, and the Obsidian Destroyers would be no match for their ingenious tactics.
It be dying time now! Okay, with the Aekir and the Obsidian Destroyers defeated,
The Drakkari and all the other troll tribes flourished across Kalimdor. Over the next 15,000 years, the Frost Trolls built their kingdom of Zuldrak, and even pushed into the lands of Grizzly Hills to the south. Within their new sprawling kingdom, the Drakkari heavily worshipped a variety of different animal gods called the Loa, like all troll cultures. All across their empire, there were shrines dedicated to each one of these mythical beasts that would grant them powers when praised and given offerings. The Frost Trolls settled as a powerful force in Northrend for most of the continent's history, until... yeah, you know what.
These big scourge creatures, the ones that look like, they're fat and everything. I like the way they walk, Oh, it's so funny.
The Lich King had stirred from his hibernation, and all of a sudden, an unrelenting wave of scourge at his disposal hit the Drakkari fast and hard.
And when one falls, a new scourge, undead creature is born. So yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Each troll death would only add another soldier to the Scourge's ranks. And seriously, there needs to be a blue post on the forums talking about nerfing Death Knights, because this is just ridiculous. In fact, the entire Scourge is ridiculous. Like, how can the Drakkari even compete? They have unending waves of soldiers, one of the biggest NPCs in all of Wrath of the Lich King, who is stitched together with the flesh of storm giants and floating necropolises that are literally flying fortresses of death and destruction. One of the first major defeats for the Drakkari was Drakkari Keep. Outside of the keep, there is a constant flow of fleeing trolls, and inside, there is an all-out slaughter, and each slain troll is raised into a death by invading necromancers. As players progress through the dungeon, they'll fight the third boss, called King Dread, in the courtyard, who has
Oh, King Dread is a dinosaur. Alright.
an interesting backstory.
Oh, he's got a troll in his mouth and... wow. Wow.
This hulking Devilosaur was found by a troll hunting party and seemed to be thriving off of the Scourge Plague. Perhaps this beast could hold the antidote to the curse. So the Drakkari captured him, but before they can make any sort of alchemical breakthrough, we murder him. Because the Staff of the Great Reptile and the Stable Master's Breeches are some of my best onslaught items, so no hard feelings, right?
What do you mean no hard feelings? You've destroyed one of their only chances of defeating the Scourge. Oh my gosh, you guys really are the contributors to their downfall.
When players travel further up the keep, they'll find the last remaining living Drakkari desperately trying to fight back the Scourge, and the final boss is a troll who has been transformed by the powers of the Loa, and then raised into undeath. I think it's safe to say, Drakkari Keep is a lost cause. But nearby the sacked keep is the Argent Stand. Now this is where the champions of the Argent Crusade are fighting the same enemies as the Drakkari. Although it's never explicitly stated, I'm sure if given the chance, the Argent Crusade probably would have helped the trolls. I bet they'd be all like, look guys, we are the Argent Crusade, an order of peace who accept Horde, Alliance, and even gnomes into our ranks. And
oh, that's interesting. The Argent Crusade is, very diversified compared to the other organizations that fight against the Scourge. That's interesting. Huh. Do they follow the path of the light, or is this, just a mixture of different, the two different factions, the Horde and the Alliance, and, everybody that's in those factions, uniting as one in this Argent Crusade? Huh. It's interesting, though.
only want to defeat evil. By the light, that was so uncalled for. But the Drakkari trolls are just so prideful and so stubborn, they attack everyone and everything on sight without hesitation.
Yeah, well, trolls are very proud people, They still can't get that out of their system. They're very extremely proud people. Oh well.
I mean, I kind of would be too. Just think about it for a second. You are an empire of trolls who once defeated the biggest threats on Azeroth and created an entire civilization that thrived for thousands of years in the harshest conditions, only to be suddenly defeated by a bunch of brain-dead zombies that came out of nowhere. But the Drakkari are so aggressive and so unhinged that they have even started attacking other trolls who they once called their allies. The Zandalari trolls have established a small little outpost called Zim Torga, which is constantly being assaulted by Drakkari. But let's be clear, the Zandalari are not here to help them. Oh no. They're doomed. They're just here to recover some Drakkari artifacts and preserve history before the Frost Trolls destroy it all in their insane lust for power.
Oh, so they're just mainly here for the heritage artifacts and that's it. They don't really give a damn about the people. Because they claim they're a lost cause. Okay. Zandalar forever.
You see, all across the zone of Zul'Drak, the shrines dedicated to the Loa gods have been left in ruin, defiled by either the Scourge or the Drakkari, who have sapped their strength for their own selfish survival. The city of Gundrak is the heart of their betrayal against the gods they once worshipped. Deep within the city, we can see the empowered Drakkari who have found new, overwhelming strength from sacrificing their gods and harvesting their power for their own nefarious needs.
They're kind of like the Blood Elves, you know, how they also absorb life energy from creatures. But with them, it's also... Yeah, with the Blood Elves, it's purely for survival purposes. But I think with the Drakkari, there could have been another way instead of doing this to the lower gods. Yeah, there could have been another way. But I guess they took the easy way out.
Some of the gods the Drakkari have slain or enslaved include the likes of snake, bear, serpent, leopard, alpaca, chicken, and they did try to sacrifice the mammoth god, but he willingly blew himself up instead of being sacrificed. If you venture to the altar of Mamtoth, you can find the giant crater where he blew himself up. Like I mentioned earlier, their capital city of Gundrak is the heart of the Loa god's sacrifice. Players will need to travel into the dungeon and slay these power-hungry trolls who have gone off the deep end of insanity and try not to get impaled on a rhino's horn in the process. Overall, Zul'Drak does an amazing job at illustrating the unfortunate collapse of one of Azeroth's strongest empires and the destruction the Lich King and his Scourge army can bring, even to a powerful empire like the Drakkari Trolls. If we don't stop the Lich King, all of the zones will look like Zul'Drak. Rotten, depressing, and hopeless. But that's not the case just yet, and there are tons of other places to explore, enemies to defeat, and loot to obtain in Wrath of the Lich King Classic.
Okay guys, that's it with Drakkari Troll lore with PlatinumWoW, Wrath of the Lich King Classic, made by PlatinumWoW and, you know, posted on the World of Warcraft YouTube channel. Yes, let's say like that. Yeah, this was interesting. With the Drakkari Troll civilization, you know, how they also reached their height when Azeroth was whole, and how they slowly but surely, you know, became a failed state, I should say, a failed state when, or should I say after, Azeroth shattered into pieces and Northrend was, you know, up in the north, and later on, after many years, the Lich King comes out and he starts using his Scourge army to wipe out what's ever left of this troll kingdom. Yeah, it was really a sad affair, and it just kind of connects with all the other sad situations on Northrend. You know, it seems like Northrend and the civilizations on that island or continent have been going through a lot. You know, I just have to give the example of the what are they called again? The Vikel. You know, how they went through their shock of realizing that, you know, what they were before is now slowly being turned into something else, you know, and how they've been cursed with the flesh and mortality in a way. And now you also have the Drakkari trolls who have abandoned their lower gods and have decided to use their power for their own gain, out of sheer desperation, out of sheer survival instincts, if I could say. And you know, it's just sad. It's just sad what happened to this proud troll nation. And maybe that's also what led to their downfall, is because they're so prideful. I think many of these troll civilizations, like Zandalar, you know, they are very prideful people, very proud. And because of that, they can blind themselves to alternatives. They can blind themselves to adapting to new situations. And I guess that's costed them their lives. It's costed the kingdom of Zolderek. And yeah, it's just very, very sad. And this Argent Crusade, I think I need to know more about them. The Argent Crusade. And where are they in the current, you know, present timeline of World of Warcraft? Do they still exist? Is the Order or the Crusade still existing in Northrend, or is their crusade over and, you know, the Argent Crusade is no longer necessary? I'm just wondering about that, because, you know, we've had the battle for Azeroth, we've been having the Shadowlands situation. Where were they in terms of, you know, what was happening when Sylvanas, you know, destroyed the helmet and, you know, she tore reality between the living and the afterlife? Where were they in that kind of situation? Because I don't know, I would assume that the Argent Crusade would see it within their rights to protect Northrend from any types of incursions, especially from someone as dangerous as Sylvanas. So yeah, I just need to know what happened to them after the Wrath of the Lich King. And yeah, guys, I guess that's it. That's it with the Drakkari Trolls. Remember, if you want to check out the original video, as well as PlatinumWoW's YouTube channel and the World of Warcraft YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys next week, Monday. Okay? Bye-bye.